Hello everyone, welcome to IELTS Tips. Today we're looking at reading task. In IELTS reading task, you have to be strategic. If not, the time given will not be enough. So you have to be diplomatic and strategic in answering those questions on time. What's the general orientation about reading tasks? Reading tasks has to do with comprehension and strategies. Comprehension, you have to read, understand, then answer question. What you read within you and you have understood will be what you are going to explain or re-explain when you are asked question. In doing this, you need strategies. You don't just attack question. You don't just answer comprehension question. You don't just answer reading question. You must follow the format, the order. And one good thing about reading task in IELTS is that you don't get answer for the last question in the first paragraph. No, not at all. The questions are asked systematically. If the whole passage is about 7 paragraphs and you have about 5 questions to answer, you cannot find answer of question 5 in paragraph 1. IELTS will ask questions systematically from paragraph 1. You follow the question 1 through paragraph 2, question 2. It may not correspond in 1-to-1, 2-to-2, but you can be sure that the moment you have answer of question 3 in paragraph 2, the answer of question 4 cannot be in paragraph 1. It must be in the following paragraph. So it's just in that order. And the moment you have that one at the back of your mind, you won't waste time in checking for your answers. One thing you must also note is that in reading task, it's not about understanding all in the passage. No. If you want to understand everything in the passage, the time will be up and you may not be able to attend to all the questions. And I'm sure you know that this will hamper or affect your score. So, you have to locate. You need to learn to read passage so that you can locate answer. Read to locate answer. How do you do that? You skim. Many people will even advise that you go to the questions first so that you'll be able to pick the answers from the passage. But I don't advise my candidate. That can misguide you. You have to be very careful. What I advise my candidate to do is to skim through the passage. When you skim through the passage, by the time you face the question, you must have seen something about the question you're about to read, even though you might not understand fully, but you might have seen something on that question while skimming the passage. So, what do we mean by skimming? When you skim through a passage, you run your eye through the lines, you pan through while you register certain vocabularies. So, by the time you're looking at the question, you will be able to pick, I skimmed through a vocabulary like this in so and so passage. Let me check for that in that passage. And the moment you're able to get answer in that passage, you know that the next question is not going to come in the earlier paragraphs. It's going to come in the subsequent paragraphs. One other thing you must note about reading task is that there are question types that will have their own strategies with which you can use to answer them. There are about 14 question types. From my next class, I will begin to look at these question types, one after the other. On this note, let me leave you to take your time, go through what we have been able to identify for you in this reading task. Just follow us, one step after the other. You will discover that you are becoming a master of the acts. Bye. Hello everyone, welcome to IELTS Tips. Today we are continuing in our reading task and want to look at matching heading questions and matching paragraph information questions. So first, matching heading question. This type of question may look peculiar to candidates, but it has a very simple strategy. What's the mode of this question? You will be given a paragraph or more than one paragraph. And in the question, you will be given options of headings. You're going to pick one of the options to match a particular paragraph that has been given earlier. So if you are given about 10 paragraphs, you may be given about 10 or 11 options as headings. So in those paragraphs, you are expected to read the paragraph, pick one of those headings as matching the paragraphs that you have read. How do you do this? You don't go straight to the question, the options you were given. First, read the paragraph. When you read a particular paragraph, bring into bear your knowledge of summary, your knowledge of paraphrase. When you read a paragraph, try to jot something down in your own words. Don't go to the options given to you now. Read the paragraph, paraphrase the paragraph, summarize the paragraph in not more than one sentence. What you have been able to understand in that paragraph. Limit what you have been able to understand to a sentence. From there, draw a heading just by yourself. Don't go to the option first. By the time you draw the heading, go back to the options given to you. The one that matches most, the heading that you have given yourself, would be the right answer. Do you get it? I see you smiling already. The next one here is matching paragraph information. Now, don't get confused. In the first one, you need a heading. Am I right? But here, you need the information. And your answer here may just be to match paragraph with sentence. The options will now be sentences, not like heading. You understand what sentence is, and you understand what heading can be. So here, the options will be heading. Here, the options will be in form of statements. And you have to pick here the statement that matches most whatever paragraph that you have given above. Also, you can be given more than one paragraph. And you will be asked to match the statement option with whichever paragraph that it goes with. So here, you need a great deal, not only of paraphrase now, but you need to be able to process information. Since it's not coming in the same words with that of the paragraph, you target at the meaning, you aim at the meaning. By the time you read a paragraph, you get the gist, the meaning. You write the meaning in your own words, summarize in a sentence, then match the sentence with whichever sentence from the option, whichever statement from the option that matches the paragraph that you have read. I'm sure you've been able to get something from today's class. Until I come your way next time, bye. Hello everyone, welcome to IELTS Tips. Today we're looking at true, false, not given question type in our reading task. So you might have seen before TFNG, and you want to ask, what does it mean? T for true, F for false, NG for not given. So that tells you there are passages that you will be given one or two. It depends. IELTS can give you passage and ask question in form of statements after the passage, and you are to identify whether such statements, based on your knowledge of the passage, whether such statement is true or false, or the information is not given. Now, how do you recognize this? How do you understand TFNG? A statement is true if and only if, and I said if and only if, the statement matches the information in the passage. What does that tell you? It tells you that you're dealing with information, not the words, not the letter. It is possible that such statements may have words that are actually identical to what you find in the passage, but they may not mean the same thing. The moment they don't mean the same thing, then you cannot relate them together. A statement is true if it matches the information in the passage. So while you are reading the passage, if I were you, like I always tell my candidates, have your paper and pencil. When you read a paragraph, summarize that paragraph before you go to the next one. Don't lump the idea of a paragraph with the next one. No. Read a paragraph, summarize the paragraph. Go to the next one, summarize. By the time you do all this, when you come to the question and you are confronted with statements in form of question, you will be able to know whether the answer is going to be true, false, or not given. So, the statement is going to be true if and only if it matches the information in the passage. We aim at meaning here, not at the words. A word may be used in the passage, while in the statement is the synonym of that same word that it is used in the statement. It still means the same thing. So you must know that the information still correlates. False. A statement is false if and only if the statement does not match the information, or maybe I should say, if and only if the statement negates what we have in the passage. How does a statement negate information? Let me use this example. I usually travel every weekend, but if I don't travel, I'm always in the studio. Whenever I go to the studio, I go with my child. Usually, my child disturbs in the studio, but I always have somebody who looks after the child for me. That's like a paragraph. I have question now. If I have a statement that says, I go to studio every weekend, is it T, F, or NG? Don't forget, in the passage, I only go to studio whenever I don't travel. But now, the statement reads, I go to studio every weekend. Is it true? Is that statement false? Is that statement not given? The statement is false. I don't go to studio every weekend. I only go to studio when I don't travel. I'm sure you're getting it now. But if we have a statement that says, I beat my child each time he disturbs in the studio, will the answer be true, false, or not given? I'm sure you know now. The answer is actually not given. Whether I beat the child or I don't. We were not given such information in the passage. The information we were given in the passage was that somebody else was actually taking care of the child whenever she was disturbing. I'm sure you understand this type of question now in our reading task. The statement is true if the information matches the one given in the passage. The statement is false if the information negates the one given in the passage. The statement is not given. The answer is not given if and only if the information in the statement is not even in the passage at all. I'm sure you understand this today. True, false, not given, question type should not give you a problem again. No, not my candidates. Until I see you next time. Bye.